Hi, I'm Barry. So to recap, we've got a first coat on the ceiling and a first coat on the walls. We've also knotted and primed our skirting board. If you notice, I haven't rubbed anything down yet. All I've done is some scraping. But now we've got a coat on, now it's time to get the surfaces nice and smooth. If we were to rub down the plaster beforehand, it's just going to scratch it. So let's just have a look at some of the abrasives that we've got here. And today we're going to be covering some aluminium oxide. And this is dead easy to remember. So this is a P80. This is quite coarse. You wouldn't want to use that on bare plaster or on plaster that's been painted. 120, and then a 180. Okay. It's easy to remember. So the P60, that's coarse, and then the 180, that's smooth. So the lower the number, the coarser it actually is. Now then, to prepare your sandpaper, this drives me insane. Right, you see this a lot. You can buy this in sort of quite long rolls. I think it's 50 metres, but you can buy it by the metre as well. And again, I'm trying to avoid normal sandpaper, just keep to this aluminium oxide. Right, so you come across somebody's been using it beforehand, they've torn it across like this. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be tear in it, and then they fold it in half, and then as they go to rub down the wall, okay, what happens is it just slips against each other, okay, and there's no traction, and you can't get no smooth surface with it. So a little painter's trick for you. Okay, so we're going to get a nice little crease in here. Okay. Get our scraper. I'm going to cut a nice straight line. Just move some of these out of the way. Now we've got a straight line, and what we're going to do now, we're going to fold it into 3. So 1, 2, and then just put a crease in there. If this is cracking or snapping, this one isn't, just to stop that cracking, if you just get it on the edge of a table somewhere and just pull it down, okay, that will stop it cracking as well. So now we've got our 3, fold it again. We'll cut it along the straight line. Again with my scraper, keep a nice straight line for the next piece that we use. And then fold it into 3. Okay, now what happens is now, when you're rubbing down, that's really going to grip the surface. Okay, it's not going to slip. Okay. And then once that piece is worn down, and this piece is worn down, you just unflap that one, tuck that one underneath, and that's then ready to go. Okay. Some of the things that we're going to be rubbing down is some of like the bits and the nibs, and also, as you saw on the last video, when we was rolling, you're still going to get bits of lint coming out. And I said, oh, we'll just leave those for the time being. Now you can see that they're on the wall, so I've got one here, and these are easily removed. Just get your hand, take them off. And then we'll get them nice and smooth with some abrasives afterwards. Now I could get a pair of steps because I've got to rub down the ceiling. I could get a pair of steps and I could be rubbing down. But what we got is a sanding pole. And these are relatively cheap to buy, but they're really effective. And I'll show you how to prepare one of these as well. So I'm going to be using, as I said, 180. Just make a nice neat line on there again. And again, people have a bit of difficulty loading these up, but they are quite simple to do. Right. So with this sanding pad, it's got this is foam, okay, and then you've got sort of 2 clips on the back which are adjustable, and this is going to grip our abrasive. Okay. Now obviously this is a bit bigger than the actual abrasive itself. I'll wind this back, stop it doing this. Another little painter's trick for you. Okay, right. So now, I'm going to allow myself probably about 50mm this side. And then I'm just going to tuck it underneath, unscrew these. You don't have to take them all the way off, just tuck it in. Now I'm going to put it, Because I want to get right into the corners with this sanding pad, I'm not going to have this in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put it right to the edge there. Okay, I'm going to tuck this underneath. Make sure I've got it on the edge. And then just tighten this up. The other side. Now I'm going to allow myself around again, sort of 50 mil to around about there. Get my scissors. And again, I'm going to just tuck this underneath, pushing it that way first. So I'll just allow, probably put a bit too much there. Again, try to, you can always cut it a bit shorter, but once it has been cut, then obviously it was not going to fit. Then it's ruined, you have to get a new piece in. So tuck it underneath, nice and tight. And again, you don't want this, you want this to be tight, you don't want it flapping around on your sanding pad. Okay, now then, nicely into the corners with there. But then I've got this part. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that off as well. Just taking these up a bit. Okay, scissors. That's good to go. Don't throw this away, these are handy just for little areas. Okay, so you're sort of upcycling them if anything. Okay, and then this is easy to use again. That's just got exactly the same thread on it as my roller pole. Just slide that on. And now we're ready to do some sanding.